much. Okay, so now we get to the co-main event of the evening, right before Spence and Crawford enter the ring. And this should be one heck of a fight. You've got the always exciting, the very powerful Isak Pitbull Cruz, 24-2-1. He's got 17 knockouts, taking on the unbeaten Giovanni Cabrera, who is 21-0. He's got 7 knockouts. Isak, we'll start with you. Let people know how training has been going and give me your thoughts on being the co-main event under Spence and Crawford on what could be the biggest fight that we've seen in a decade.
Isak, estás en la cartelera de lo que podría ser la pelea de la década. Y no solo eso, es el evento coestelar. Entonces, contanos 2 cosas. Primero, ¿cómo te va en el entrenamiento para esta gran cita? Y segundo, ¿qué te genera el ser el evento coestelar de esta mega, super, hiper pelea?
Estamos trabajando en un campamento muy duro, no es la excepción el que estamos realizando. Estamos trabajando en sus fortalezas y en sus debilidades de Giovanni Cabrera. Y bueno, me siento muy contento para ser parte de esta gran pelea, una gran pelea que va a quedar marcada para la historia del boxeo. Y bueno, gracias a mi trabajo, a mi esfuerzo, pues estamos peleando ya en grandes carteleras.
I am training hard as always, zeroing in on Giovanni Cabrera's strengths and weaknesses, and ready to go for it all. As far as being part of the co-main event, it's a great honor. I feel privileged to be part of a card and a fight that's gonna be forever remembered in boxing lore. So it's really great to be able to be part of that story.
Fantastic. All right, Giovanni, same question to you. Let us know your thoughts on facing Isak Pitbull Cruz, and especially on such a big stage on July 29th.
Oh man, I'm very happy to be here. I finally arrived at the stage that I've wanted to be at my entire career. Isak Pitbull Cruz, you know, he's a great, tough Mexican fighter. You know, I'm first generation Mexican here in this country as well, and it's going to be fireworks, man. As far as, you know, being on this historic fight, it's reminiscent of something from the 80s, like Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. So I'm just proud to be part of it. I know I think we might steal the show, man. I think our fight's going to be fireworks, and I'm ready to give my best performance yet.
Listen, you know, nothing has come easy for you, Giovanni. You've knocked out and knocked off, I should say, 7 unbeaten fighters. When it comes to Isak Pitbull Cruz, where does he rank among the opponents that you faced?
I believe he's the best opponent I faced. He's the strongest willed. He's got a lot of fire, and I'm gonna meet that fire with my own.
Love it. Isak, listen, you're coming off 2 dynamic knockouts. People have certainly fallen in love with your fighting style and your power. What are you planning to bring on the 29th of July?
La gente está ciertamente enamorada de tu estilo de pelea, de tu fuerza, de la manera en que has podido noquear a tus oponentes más recientes. ¿Qué tenés pensado traer al ring durante el 29 de julio?
No, pues darle un gran espectáculo a la gente de Nevada, y pues lo que tenga que durar la pelea, ya sea un round, ya sean los 12, yo me estoy preparando para lo que tenga que durar y para toda la pelea.
My plan is to go out there and put on a show for the entire state of Nevada and the people watching on TV. I'll be ready. 1 round, 12 rounds, however long it may last. It's going to be a great fight by me.
Giovanni, let me ask you this. Do you think and do you believe a win over Isak Cruz puts you in that elite class when we talk about the 135-pound division?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Pitbull Cruz got, you know, his position and all the value from having such a close fight with Gervonta Davis. If he's going to get that merit for that, then me defeating him convincingly should place me at the top of the boxing world. I've been in the ring with some of the best. I've shared the ring with Manny Pacquiao, Pitbull's promoter. If I could dance with the Pac-Man, I certainly can with a Pitbull. So I'm ready.
I love it. I love it. Isak, listen, Giovanni believes a win over you puts him in that elite class. What do you think a win over Cabrera does for you? And is it your goal to get a rematch with Tank Davis?
Cabrera dice, bueno, si te gano, voy a formar parte de la élite de las 135 libras. Si a vos te dieron ese crédito de pelear bien contra Gervonta, si yo te gano convincentemente, por supuesto que formaría parte de la élite. Pero en tu caso, ¿qué sería lo que lográs ganándole a Cabrera? ¿Y acaso es tu objetivo el conseguir una revancha con Gervonta de Davis? Isaac, ¿me escuchás? ¿Está bien?
¿Me puedes repetir la pregunta? Se cortó un poquito.
Por supuesto, ¿no? De que Giovanni Cabrera decía que si te gana, él se consideraría boxeador de élite en la 135, tal y como a vos tienen ese crédito por haber peleado bien contra Gervonta. Ahora, ¿qué significaría para vos ganar la Cabrera? Y además, si tu objetivo es tener una revancha contra Gervonta Davis a corto o largo plazo.
Pues mi primer punto es dar un gran espectáculo el próximo 29 de julio, ganarle a como dé lugar a Giovanni Cabrera. Sabemos que también está preparando física y mentalmente, y bueno, pues yo voy a seguir preparándome y cerrándole las puertas para que no tenga escapatoria Gervonta Davis para darme una revancha, porque pues creo que no fue una derrota muy convincente hacia con él, y bueno, yo voy a seguir demostrando que Isaac el Pitbull Cruz está en la mejor de las 135 libras.
Like I said before, I'm gonna put on a show against Cabrera, and it's gonna be part of my effort to close every single door that Gervonta Davis has available, so he can't escape, so he can't go anywhere, and he's gonna have to face me once again, because I have to prove that Isaac Cruz is the best at 135.
Love it. Love it. Giovanni, my last question. Listen, for those people who are going to pay their hard-earned money, come out to T-Mobile Arena, buy the pay-per-view. What can you guarantee they're going to get when you step in the ring with Isaac Cruz?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say, arriba León, Guanajuato. Arriba Chicago, all my people in Chicago, all my people down this Grovewood Ridge, you know, everybody, I love you. I promise you that we're gonna leave Mexican boxing and American boxing on a pedestal, on its highest form, and you're gonna see two warriors go at it, and it's befitting of the great event, the big stage that we're on, and yeah, man, let's fucking go.
Okay, Isaac, same question to you. For those people who are going to pay their hard-earned money, buy the pay-per-view, come out to Las Vegas and buy their tickets, what can you guarantee that they're going to get when they see Isaac Cruz get in the ring with Giovanni Cabrera?
Ya dijiste que vas a dar espectáculo, Isaac. Ahora, ¿qué le puedes garantizar a la gente que va a estar en el T-Mobile Arena de Las Vegas y que va a estar pagando por el pay-per-view durante tu pelea?
No, pues demostrar una vez más y reiterar que por qué soy un perro, ¿no? Del hecho de que tengo hambre de triunfo, de victorias, y de que no soy un peleador de redes sociales, que soy un verdadero peleador y un verdadero guerrero mexicano.
I'm going to show everybody that I'm not just a quote-unquote social media fighter like some others are, that I'm going to prove that I'm a dog, that I'm a warrior, that I'm a fighter, and that my ceiling isn't even close to being hit yet.
Love that. All right. I know there are people just chomping at the bit to talk to you guys. So let me bring in Mitch Abrahamson, of course, with Showtime Sports. And Mitch, let's let members of the media ask these guys some questions.
Great. Thanks so much, Brian. Okay, let's kick things off with Abe Gonzalez from Fansided. Abe, go ahead.
All right. The first question is for Giovanni. It's good afternoon. Looking at your box rec, your picture looks like you belong in Beverly Hills 90210, but that's another story. Activity matters, right? And you've had 3 fights in 2022. Do you see that as an advantage coming into this fight that you've had a busy 2022 coming into now 2023?
Absolutely. You know, it took me some time to get back in my prime form before the pandemic, before my long 2.5-year layoff. And I've been sparring the best at Wildcard. I've been sparring Raul Cugar. I've been sparring Elvis Rodriguez. A lot of strong welterweights. You know, and I'm keeping sharp. Iron sharpens iron, and Wildcard Boxing Gym is one of the best places in the world to do that. You know, everybody comes from all around. I also shared the ring with Manny Pacquiao, just giving me these notches in my mental to understand that I belong with the best, and I'm continuously going to prove that.
And you have a 5-inch height advantage. Have you ever dealt with someone shorter like that, and do you see that potentially being a little difficult in the beginning to deal with?
I for about a year in like 2015 as an amateur, I spent some time boxing in Mexico, in León, Guanajuato, and I, made it to the national Olympic tournament they have there, got a bronze medal. So I believe that I've seen many, many examples of this style. I've fought short, strong, powerful Mexican fighters, and I've been able to outclass them.
All right. And then I have one question for Isaac. Isaac, ¿cómo estamos? Tengo una pregunta. Si entrando a esta pelea, yo sé que había muchos nombres que estaban tirando para que tú peleas y tú estabas esperando. Y ahora tú vas a pelear contra Giovanni. Este pelea, ¿tú crees que te va a hacer, cómo se dice, te va a mejorar yendo para posiblemente la pelea con Davis, la revancha en el próximo año, vamos a decir? ¿Tú crees que esta pelea va a ser el mejor para tu carrera a este momento para que tú puedas avanzar al próximo nivel?
Sí, totalmente. Creo que por algo va invicto, creo que por algo ha mantenido su carrera invicta. Giovanni es un peleador que igualmente respetamos y que pues por algo se ha mantenido hasta donde ha llegado, ¿no? Con 22 peleas ganadas, no porque sí lo ha logrado. Y bueno, nosotros nos estamos preparando pues para sacar adelante ese gran compromiso que tenemos y bueno, estamos muy contentos de pelear contra él.
We're really happy to fight against, well, actually, sorry, the question was about whether Isaac thinks that this fight is what he needs to get to the next level and to achieve what he wants to achieve, be it a rematch against Gervonta or whatever else, maybe a 135, considering a lot of names were thrown around. And look, the bottom line is that Isaac is really happy fighting against Giovanni. Giovanni is a quality fighter. He's undefeated for a reason, 22 wins, and there is no overlooking him. I'm gonna focus on him because he has earned this shot as well, and I'm looking forward to what's gonna be a great fight.
Great, thanks, Martin. Let's go next to Andrew Jones from Anscape. Andrew, go ahead.
Appreciate that, Andrew. Thanks for the time with that. Gentlemen, I want to ask you before after your exciting fight that you will have with each other, you are the lead in towards a major, major fight that could be one of the generation's biggest fights. So I want to ask you two personally, who do you think is going to win Spence Crawford? You first, Giovanni, and you, Isaac, if you want to give your take on that. Thank you.
I believe Terence Crawford, switches lefty and righty. He has, great savage fighting instinct. I think Errol Spence is big and strong. He's patient. He's got great defense and great power. So for me, it could go either way. Honestly, I'm 50-50. I think if whoever's more defensively responsible will win. And I think maybe I'm leaning a little bit towards Spence.
Isaac, acá la pregunta es, ¿quién gana entre Spence y Crawford? Cabrera estaba remarcando que el que sea más responsable defensivamente va a ser el que va a ganar, pero para él es 50 y 50, aunque se inclina un poco más para Spence. ¿Vos qué decís?
Pues yo también estoy 50-50, es una gran pelea que los dos están en su gran momento y bueno, pues yo creo que independientemente del ganador entre ellos, la gente va a ser la mayor ganadora y bueno, el que vaya mejor preparado, el que vaya mejor concentrado es el que se va a llevar todo.
I'm also saying that it's a 50-50 fight. If you ask me, the biggest winners of the night are gonna be the fans because they're gonna get to watch an amazing fight. Then, as far as who may win, it depends on the details, concentration, being aware of details. Whoever does that best is gonna come out on top.
Great, thanks for that. Let's now go back to Jose Romero with the Arizona Republic. Jose, go ahead. Jose, are you there? All right, let's go back to Jose later on. Let's go to James Bell from the Boxing Source. James, go ahead.
Hey, thanks. First question here is for Giovanni there. Given that, maybe a lot of people haven't really grasped, what you've been doing so far in your professional career. Like, how is it to kind of like be in this particular stage in a pay-per-view event against a contender like Isaac Cruz?
Man, it's a beautiful moment for me because, I like what Isaac said about, being a real boxer, not being just somebody, like the attraction of social media. I earned my spot here. I beat more undefeated fighters, than any prospect in the history of boxing. I mean, most people fought 15, 20 guys coming up to build their confidence. I time and time again put my record on the line early on against 7 undefeated opponents. Nobody's ever really done that in the history of boxing. And I believe it deserves some attention. I am here. I'm proud, man. I'm gonna put display everything that I have on the line and show my talents. I have a long bag of tricks, man. And what a great stage to show that.
Gotcha. And this question for Isaac Cruz, given the past year and a half or so, your popularity has grown pretty much, like I would say, exponentially. I've seen you around, and a lot of fans have been around you. Whether it's for your fight or when you're going to fights. How are you handling having that popularity wherever you go?
Isaac, tu popularidad, ascenso meteórico en ella durante los últimos 18 meses. ¿Cómo has lidiado con esta fama nueva que estás disfrutando?
Pues ha sido una motivación extra, gracias al trabajo que hemos logrado, que hemos hecho, y que pues ha sido todo a base del sacrificio, de todos los duros campamentos que hemos obtenido y de las grandes peleas que hemos hecho. Entonces, pues es una motivación extra que me impulsa todavía a seguir dando y brindándole a todo el fanático del boxeo grandes y espectaculares contiendas.
It's an extra motivation for me. It motivates me even more to keep giving the fans spectacular fights that they're going to continue to enjoy. The fact that the fans have embraced me like that fills me with joy, fills me with pride, and it's a fruit of the labor that I've had working at the gym so earnestly and so hard for so many years.
Great, thanks for that. Let's try Salvador Rodriguez from ESPN Knockout.
Sí, saludos. Giovanni, ¿cómo estás? Un placer saludarte. Felicidades, tremenda carrera y creo que esta es una gran oportunidad para ti. Platicaba ayer con Isaac Cruz y platicábamos de la peculiaridad de tu sobrenombre, de tu alias, y me decía, bueno, a ver si es tan cabrón, pues, como dicen. ¿Qué le respondes al respecto?
Pues la verdad, para mí Isaac Cruz es muy cabrón también y vamos a ver quién es el más cabrón en esa noche. No tengo nada más que decir sobre eso. Mi carrera dice que soy el cabrón y lo voy a demostrar el 29 de julio.
Well, Chava was talking with Isaac during an interview yesterday, and Isaac was saying about they were talking about Giovanni's nickname, which is Cabron, which roughly translates to Chava. Correct me if I'm wrong, since I'm Argentinian, not Mexican, but it's kind of like a tough badass, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So then, so what does that like? So how does that translate to the ring, right? And what do you think? And then Giovanni was saying that Isaac Cruz is also very much of a cabron, that he's a tough badass, and that it's gonna be a really tough fight out there, and that he's looking forward to seeing who is the toughest of the two. Am I missing anything, Giovanni?
No, perfecto, man.
Oye, y te iba a preguntar, ¿hay algo que te cause respeto de Isaac Cruz, pensando en lo que decías de que ya hiciste sparring con Elvis Rodríguez, con el propio Manny Pacquiao? O sea, el poder no te causa ningún respeto. Lo que ha mostrado es el poder devastador de Isaac.
Pues la verdad, cómo uno actúa sobre el ring y el esfuerzo que da, y si es valiente y da todo lo que tiene en la pelea, siempre voy a respetar a alguien así. Él ha demostrado que hace eso en sus peleas, y por eso tiene como el crecimiento de la popularidad, y pues lo respeto.
The question was about Isaac Cruz's devastating power. What do you think about that? And Giovanni was saying, how can I not respect his power when he's so brave, so gutsy out there on the ring? It's not like something that comes around very, very often, and I tip my hat to the fact that he's willing to put himself out there for the fans, for himself, and really go after what he wants with that bravery.
Oye, y gracias Giovanni. Y para Isaac, es esto, él dice que ya ha probado muchos estilos, o bueno, que ya ha tenido la oportunidad de probarse con peleadores con tu estilo. ¿Tú crees que en realidad ya se enfrentó a alguien como tú en el pasado? ¿O que a alguien similar? ¿O simplemente va a tener una sorpresa enfrente este 29 de julio?
No. Te corté un poquito para... perdón, sí, no. Adelante, Isaac.
No, creo que no es lo mismo hacer sparring con alguien similar, ayudarle en 1, 2, 3 en todo el campamento a un peleador, que ya enfrentarse pues en una pelea real con diferentes cualidades, ¿no? Entonces yo creo que ojalá vaya preparado para el estilo, y bueno, nosotros vamos por todo.
The question was about whether Isaac believes that Giovanni has ever faced someone like him before. And Isaac was saying that there's a big difference between facing somebody in the gym 1, 2, or 3 times that may look like you, and facing the real thing. He better be ready, because the real thing is a lot tougher than whatever kind of similar sparring sessions he may have had in the gym.
Muchas gracias a los dos, y aprovechen esta gran oportunidad. Felicidades.
Great. Thanks so much. And that's going to conclude our media portion of today's call. Thanks to the fighters and the media. Great job. And I'm going to send it back to Brian.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? We'll just wrap it up with this really quick. Giovanni, I'll start with you. Give the people a last word. This media, give them a last word. July 29th, Showtime pay-per-view, when you get in the ring with Isaac Cruz.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm ready, man. This is my time. I know you all got him picked, but the man is in trouble. I will be ready July 29th.
I love the confidence. Isaac Cruz, same thing. Final word, July 29th, when you step in the ring with the unbeaten Giovanni Cabrera. Give us a final word.
Te damos la última palabra, Isaac. ¿Qué le querés decir a la prensa y a la gente de cara a tu pelea con Giovanni Cabrera el 29 de julio?
Pues que estoy muy contento, estoy muy emocionado de ser parte de esta gran pelea, de esta gran noche, y que pues toda la gente que va a ir a pagar $1 para apreciar esta gran pelea, esta gran función, que yo lo voy a desquitar por cualquier medio de que lo vean, y muy agradecido con todas las muestras de apoyo y de cariño de toda la gente. Muchas gracias.
I'm so happy. I'm so excited to be a part of such an amazing card, of such an amazing fight. And I promise to every single fan that's going to spend even a single dollar coming to witness this card that it's going to be worth the price of admission. You're going to see a show. And I can't wait to see you all, to express my love and gratitude to all the fans out there.
That's fantastic. Hey, Martin, one last
What's
thing.
up?
Can you tell Isak he doesn't have to be so serious all the time? He can smile. It's okay. He can cut out a character at least once. There it is. I love it.
Isaac, dale, tienes que sonreír un poquito cada tanto, no seas tan serio. Relájate un poquito. Te estás jodiendo, obviamente.
I love it. I know he's a pit bull, but he can smile sometimes. It's okay. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see those two fight. There you have it, folks. Listen, it all goes down July 29th. Showtime pay-per-view. This is going to be, fight of the era, fight of the decade. It's a super fight. Errol Spence Jr. taking on Terence Bud Crawford for the undisputed welterweight title of the world. But this undercard is fantastic. You've got Isak Pitbull Cruz taking on the unbeaten Giovanni Cabrera. That is the co-main that comes your way on Showtime pay-per-view on July 29th. And before that, you're going to see the 154-pound division. Another unbeaten fighter, Jesus Ramos, 20-0, 16 knockouts. He is a phenomenal young man, climbing the ranks there at 154, taking on Sergio Garcia, who's 34-2. And then we begin the night with heavyweights. The unbeaten Gergen Hovhannissian, 4-0. All 4 victories have come by knockout, taking on Victor Faust, who's 11-1 with 7 knockouts. Again, Showtime pay-per-view, July 29th. It all goes down at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. You can get your tickets. They are available through AXS.com. Again, AXS.com. I'm Brian Custer from Showtime Championship Boxing. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you July 29th on Showtime pay-per-view.